Hello. I've seen this comment a lot within the part-time YouTuber Academy community, and it's the idea that I'm not a native English speaker, and so I may mispronounce certain words. My grammar is not perfect. So this hesitation and reluctance or fear of making mistakes prevents people from actually creating videos. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to share a few tips on how to overcome this fear. The first point is even native English speakers make mistakes, whether it's in pronunciation or in just grammar. And not every native English speaker has a perfect grasp of the English language. That's one thing to keep in mind. The other point, it's actually admirable, and people who only speak English would appreciate the fact that you're not speaking in your native language, but you're making the effort. So it's something that people actually appreciate. It's a positive, it's a strength, it's not a weakness. The third point is most people tend to focus on the content and not the small mistakes that you make. So if your ideas are really useful, even if your grammar isn't perfect, and I'm sure it's 80% great, 90% great, which is enough for you to be able to communicate positive, life-changing ideas. So no matter what kind of content you're trying to produce, the substance of your message is more useful and it's more important than small mistakes that you end up making. Another tip that I would mention is I forgot my tip. Play with the mistakes. Even like me fumbling the words, I feel like it adds a bit of personality, and it makes us feel a bit more human. So for you to make a mistake and you say, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, or you correct yourself so you can leave the mistakes within the video, it just makes you a bit more endearing, it makes you more human. So it's not something to be afraid of. It actually might be part of your personality. So people get to expect these mistakes, these hiccups during the video. The most important thing is not to allow these small mistakes, not to allow imperfection within the language prevent us from communicating. I notice this a lot. While people try to learn a language, they either become too strict on themselves, or they were taught by teachers who are very strict, and so this gets in the way of communication. I've experienced this personally with trying to speak Arabic, even though Arabic is my mother tongue, but because I lived outside of my home country, Kuwait, I lived in London for 11 years, and so I was kind of stuck in between, not being able to speak proper English and not being able to speak proper Arabic. But whenever I attempted to speak Arabic, people would make fun of me, or they point this out, like, you don't know how to speak, which makes it harder to communicate. It makes us feel more reluctant to communicate. So it's very important for you to feel comfortable communicating regardless of the mistakes that you will make, and focus on the people who will focus on the content and the substance of your message, and they're not looking to find fault in how you communicate. Remember, it's a strength that you're actually looking to communicate in a language that's not your own. So clap for yourself, pat yourself on the back. It's an achievement, and best of luck with your videos.